Welcome, welcome. And you know what? I think if you looked at the weather all over this country, you could not convince those in the Northeast that it is spring. I think tonight their third Northeaster hits, but you know what? It's always tomorrow, right? Tomorrow will make it better. Welcome, welcome. We're excited to be here. And for those of you who are digging out of the snow, we're still going to have spring. It's going to come whether you think it is or not. It will be here. I am in the middle part of the country and there's just gorgeous little buds everywhere. It's just such a fun time of year. And it's one of my favorite times of year. So we're going to talk about the new patterns because we have 4 new patterns. We're going to talk about all the spring looks. So as long as you're sewing, you might as well have this information and then bring it all in together. And I think something that's really fun for me, because I do this probably last September when it is Spring Fashion Week in New York. I really look at what the trends are, and as I pick the fabrics, I really try to bring it all in together so that when we present these covers and these patterns, you'll really see truly spring 2018, because that's our goal. I'm a big believer that if we're going to sew, then we should incorporate all of the current trends so that we look the best we can, the most current, simply because usually as our clothing develops, it gets better. The pants get slimmer, therefore they make us look thinner. The dresses get slimmer, therefore they make us look thinner. So being current really helps us look and deliver our best self is really what I would suggest. So we've got a lot of fun pictures. Our new technology really allows us to show these pictures to you. And typically if you do some type of, presentation we'll call this, you usually want to give credit to all the sources. I have pulled from so many sources, it would take us an hour to give the credits. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to go through the photos and I'm going to show you some. But I've had a lot of fun because there's a lot of really beautiful books, some that I pay subscription money to, that have had some really great spring concepts. All right, so let's get started. And if you have questions along the way, let me know. We'll clarify at the time. Let's not wait until the end because it'll be a little harder to kind of go back. All right, so it's funny because spring, we think of florals. Florals are probably one of the strongest trends that we're seeing. And so when we start to look at florals, I love these first couple pictures because really what they show is florals. And you can see a woman there and depicting how strong florals are. I have heard many women say, don't put anything with a flower on my body. And you just might rethink that for this spring because that's how strong florals are. If you love them, it's good news for you. If you don't like them, you're going to leave out a large part of spring for 2018. So let's look at that second photo there. And again, I love how these are depicted. I just think that they're really a fun way of showing us how popular florals are going to be. Notice that heel, very flat. Notice the colors, bold and pastel, both mixed in together. So it really says a lot. And then of course in this third floral photo, it really shows us how soft the florals are. They're not really rosy. There's really all kinds of florals. So I think it's also in trend with this, we're going to have to get political just for a moment here because fashion does follow politics and it does move along with it. And right now there's a very strong Me Too. It's really Me Too is the female ability to speak her voice, that something inappropriate has happened in the workplace or wherever she's been. And because females are getting a little more attention with their voices, I think the clothing has turned more so to very, very feminine. So we're seeing the pastels, we're seeing the ruffles, we're seeing femininity just come on very, very strong and acceptable in the workplace, which if you go back 20 years, 30 years, it was just not acceptable. So this fourth picture is from Chanel. Obviously it says Chanel right on there. And you can see those pastels and how feminine that dressing is Not necessarily saying any of us would wear this, just want to show you what's out there and what's trending. And you even notice a jean jacket. We're going to pick up on that a little bit later. But those soft pastels, and notice the asymmetrics. That's also a really strong trend for what's going to happen this spring is asymmetric necklines, hemlines, just asymmetric on all kinds of things. The next picture we see that pastels aren't just in our clothing, they're actually going to carry over to our accessories. So we see it in our handbags, our shoes, everything. Everything accessories will have the same pastel feel to it. And so if you haven't done a lot with accessories, it's a great time to do it. It's a great time for a fresh little scarf, you know, whatever you want that will really pick up the feel for it. And of course with pastels, we could take a pastel scarf or make a pastel scarf and put it with white or beige or light or cream and really bring it into the current season. We're seeing femininity, and I mentioned that, but we're seeing it not just in our fabrics, but also in our patterns. So the two are really correlating together. This picture really was not the inspiration, but one of the inspirations of one of our new top pattern. It's 118. And this new top pattern has a really soft collar. It can be worn as a collar if you don't want to wear off the shoulder, but we're seeing a lot of off the shoulder. And so this top, I thought it was appropriate because not only can it go off the shoulder if you want it, but it can come up as just a beautiful collar, a very soft feminine collar as well. The fabric in this is white and also pearls. All of that, just really strong trends for spring. Then I wanted to show you in contrast this one, our animal prints. We're going to see that just a little bit later. Our animal prints are extremely strong for spring. You know, I remember, gosh, it was probably 15 years ago when someone said, oh, those animal prints are going to go. I mean, maybe it was 20 years ago. It's been a long time that animal prints are really popular. And I remember somebody saying, oh, they'll go out of style. They'll just be around for a little while. And they're just not going anywhere. Not ever. I just think they're here to stay. And they are animal prints on us. So whatever, if we love them or hate them, if we love them, we're in good shape. If you hate them, it's hard because they really have penetrated the marketplace. So I love this off the shoulder. What I did here is a zipper. I actually did two zippers. So the first one, I literally just sewed it right down center front. I put the bottom down so that, you know, you would see the zipper. Otherwise, you wouldn't see it. And then this zipper, I just made shorter and I put it on the inside of the collar. And of course, it's shortened. But what I started with were two 18-inch zippers. And one is on the inside of the collar because there's the right side. And then it folds over. And then it comes down. So it looks like a continuous zipper. It's all just decorative. But it gives us a really nice vertical line. Even if you didn't use a zipper, zippers are really, really stylish right now. But even if you didn't use a zipper, it'd be great for trim, just to kind of give it a vertical line. So if you want to wear it off the shoulders, keep in mind that it wouldn't have to. This would still come up and be a very soft collar if you wanted to keep it as a soft collar. These are the same pattern. So this is number 118. And it's Monty's off the shoulder, Monty being our Monty's off the shoulder top. I love it. I just really, really like it as a pattern, and I hope y'all will enjoy it. If you make it up and it's too small across the shoulders, you just need to go to a larger size. So even though size-wise it's the same as the sweater set, having said that, you don't pull the sweater set off your shoulders. And I've noticed some women, when they make up the sweater set, it's a little tighter than we might intend it to be. So just simply go into a little larger size, even not through the body, but through the neck edge, just to make sure that it will stretch. It'll make a difference on what fabric you use too, because if you use a really stretchy fabric, you don't need the same size as if you use a fabric that doesn't stretch very much. But it does have to be a knit so that it will stretch over. All right? Okay. So femininity. If you haven't got that memo, it is really strong for spring. And it's really done by a lot of soft sleeves. The next picture is number 7. They're calling them statement sleeves. And the reason they're calling them this is because they are really that. I mean, I've copied some of them. I've done some of them on our little Thursday YouTubes. And I really like them. And yet sometimes they kind of take over the whole garment. And I think, wow, that's a little bit much. So it just depends on what you like, but they're really strong. And they were really the precursor on the next pattern because they are such a strong trend. This is 618. And this is our classic blouse. It's the same one I have on. I'll tell you the differences. But what I love about it is from the front, it's just a normal blouse. It's not, I don't know, whatever, crazy. And then in the back, it's got this beautiful cape sleeve. So the cape goes into the front, and yet again in the front, it just looks like a regular blouse, but it's got this very soft feminine cape in the back. So it's the same fit as pattern 600. Notice this is an animal print also. It's a combination, a little snake, a little leopard, but it's also a border print. Just a beautiful, beautiful blouse. We had this fabric up. It is not, it's gone. But we've got some other beautiful silks that are border prints that would really do beautiful in this. So then I decided the one I have on to do it out of a knit. And so I took the 600, same, it's a 600 base. I did cut it a little bit longer. I added 5 inches to the bottom. And if you notice, I added 5 inches to my cape. I'm sorry, no, I added 5 inches to the shirt, but I added way more than that to the cape. So what I did is once I did the 5 inches to the bottom and I got it the length I wanted it to be because I wanted to wear it with the new pants, I laid the back piece down, the back sleeve, and that back sleeve needed, on this, in my case, needed 17 inches to cover the back, to cover the bottom. So you see what I have here is kind of just a little cape. And I had been to Neiman's and I had seen this and I was going to do this as a little Thursday YouTube. And then I realized that it was nothing more than this, just lengthened. So that made it really, really fun and really easy because you could get the pattern and then do the same thing. And the sleeve gave me in the beginning like a little, how do you do that? But we really made it easy for you. The instructions are really clear. It's pattern number 618, and it is the caped sleeved blouse. Okay? All right, questions? Are we doing okay? All right, so then we really, from those sleeves, we get into ruffles. There's a lot of ruffles on sleeves. Picture number 8, it really shows us a lot of ruffles. And I've got some upcoming Thursday YouTubes where we're going to add ruffles, and it's just really a matter of there's just ruffles everywhere, and I don't think there's a bad place to put them. They are just everywhere. So again, see, if you hate ruffles, you're in bad shape because this is really a season for all of these feminine things that we have not had in our clothing for a long time. It's time for them. They are showing a little bit of a puff sleeve, but I only saw it in one place. And I didn't see it anywhere else, so I don't know that I would really count on that trend. If we go to the next photo, again, we see a lot of ruffles. And if you notice, in all cases, they're angular, because that angular symmetry is really the most flattering. So it keeps your eye moving if you notice up and down. There's nothing horizontal, and that's a good thing. The next one is on stripes. Yep, stripes are still in. I love stripes, so I'm glad. But it's kind of like the military version of ruffles, I think. So if you don't like ruffles, you can stick to stripes. But also, if you notice on the left-hand side of this photo, you'll see jean jackets. And we're going to touch on that again here in just a few minutes. But these jean jackets are just really, really strong. But they're being made out of lots and lots of different fabrics. They're not really even jeans anymore. But if you don't have a jean jacket, that's our pattern 900. Definitely want to keep a jean jacket. Get a jean jacket. But the next picture shows us where stripes are really strong as well. And in this case, I didn't even try to block out the name because I wanted you to... I felt like I would ruin the effect of the stripe if I tried to play with that. But the reason I picked this photo out is not just because of the stripe, but actually... Notice the stripes and the stripes. I think a lot of us are a little hesitant to put a pattern with a pattern. And I love this combination of how the wider stripes at the top, the narrower stripe at the bottom, and how well it's done. And they're not, I actually went to look at this outfit in line. Lafayette 148 is doing a lot of promotion at Neiman Marcus. If you have a Neiman Marcus by you, watch for them. They're having trunk shows that are really a lot of fun to go see. But these are not as good as they look in this photo. I was really surprised, but they just blend well. So I think for many of us, as we've, over the years, been a little bit too matchy-matchy, I would say caution on that. Pull back a little bit, and so that you don't feel like it just really has to be the right color, right stripe, right everything else. In fact, that matchy-matchy, if you were to try to do the top in the same stripe as the skirt, I just don't think it'd have the same effect. This is just really cute and really casual and really simple. This next picture, I really just picked it out because I wanted you to see, while as much as I love fashion, how really bad it can be. And obviously we see a lot of bad fashion. We see it even on the runway. It's really done as an art expression. Clearly this art is not what I enjoy, but I wanted to kind of bring you all different. It is stripes, it is ginghams. Both are popular for spring. We mentioned the stripes, we didn't mention the ginghams. There's a lot of ginghams, a little too much for me. Gingham is just too much reminiscent of me of 3rd grade. Not that I didn't enjoy 3rd grade, I just don't want to go back. So I'll just present it to you, and then you can do with ginghams whatever you want. I bet all of us, 100% of us, probably have gingham somewhere in our stash. And we could pull it out and make it a part of anything we wanted to. All right, so the next photo here is animal prints. And with animal prints, I had a lot of fun because I really like them. So not only did I make the blouse, but I also made a little dress. And then, of course, when you think about, this is 4218, this knit sheath dress underneath here. And the whole reason I did this sheath dress is what we see is, it is clearly across the board. And somebody emailed me the other day and said, gee, I'd never put my body in that dress. And I really felt bad, because what I really want you to understand is this is your best look. I don't care what your shape is. I don't care what your size is. The sheath dress, it doesn't have to be tight. It shouldn't be tight. But to just silhouette the body is the best possible thing you can do. And it's the most flattering thing you can do. So a lot of your animal prints have vertical lines up and down. And then what I did with this, and so this is a princess seam. It's got your B, C, and D cup side panel, center front's on the fold. What I did in this case is I gave it the little jean jacket. This is a black that I did this one out of, because a black jean jacket will just go a million miles for you. It really is. For summertime, you could make it short sleeves. You can roll up the sleeves. You can do whatever you want. But make it out of a lightweight, a cotton knit, and it really works really well. It's a lot of fun. This one I put zippers all over the place, simply because, again, zippers are so stylish right now. So it's a great combination of just current. Everything's on trend where it should be. And it helps, I think it helps make our decisions when we know the trends as to what are we going to do with this, what are we going to do with this? Well, you know, it's current, unless you don't like it, and then you kind of put it to the side. All right, so the next one then, we see jean jackets again. And if you notice, we see a combination of jean jackets and florals. So here we have the jean jackets at the top and florals. And what we know about jean jackets is a lot of them in the denim, in the base form, have lots and lots of ruffles on them and lots of embroidery on them. They're zipping together. They're zipping in the sleeves, zipping out the sleeves. So it's a sleeveless vest or else with sleeves in it. There's just so many different ideas out there. And honestly, the more I shopped, it was like, wow, just there's a lot out there, just so you know. And I love this. The florals, again, try to like them. Try something that you haven't done in the past. Pick a color floral you like, and then I think that's the best way to do florals, because they're really a lot of fun. All right, then the next one we're doing, it is again a jean jacket on the left, but I also wanted you to see the colored cotton bottoms that they're doing. It's not necessarily a denim, but it's a stretch cotton. We've got a couple of these colors that we're going to be putting up in the next little while. Notice the darker bottoms and then the lighter tops. And of course it could be the opposite. You could do a jean jacket out of those colored cottons. Either way you decide to do it, it's a really strong. Now earlier we talked about pastels, and yet bolds, they're saying, are popular as well. So to me that kind of says that's everything. But hey, I'm only the observer, not the one who makes all this happen. But I've seen lots of pastels and I've seen lots of bolds. So I guess the bottom line is you decide what you like, and then you go with what you decide you like to do. All right, so let's look at the next one, because now it really takes a twist and a little bit of turn, I think, to some real classics. So in this particular case, we see definite military, kind of a nod to the military and the fashion that goes along with it. But if you notice, and we did this on 2 of our covers, it's that bright contrasting handbag. And that is really the fashion statement more than anything else. On the front of 618, we did a strong contrast handbag. And then on the front of 118, we did a strong contrast handbag as well. The whole goal was to send the message to you that those bright handbags, and you can find them, they're not expensive, but they're very stylish right now. So if you just decided you wanted to do something a little bit different, a little pop of color, they're orange, they're red, they're pink, they're really bright. They're blues. I saw one that was really beautiful, the blues, all of those colors. But if you do it, you want to do a really toned down base, which is what this is. As you're seeing, it's kind of that army military look. And then, of course, the bright contrast on top of it. The next one I really wanted to show you, if you decide to do a pop of color. And this one to me is just a little bit much. I wanted you to see it because this is doing bright and bright. So it's the bright outfit as well as the bright handbag. And so if you want to do bright and bright, this is the look you'll get. It's very bold, and yet at the same time, it's really cute. All right, so that's really bold colorations. The next one I wanted to show you because trench coats are still here. And I love the pairing with the shorts just because I'm not sure I'd ever wear a coat with shorts, but hey, you know, this is fashion. This is not practicality. This is fashion. So bare legs and shorts and a trench coat, probably what my mother didn't teach me to put together, but again, it's fashion, and I have to say I like the look. It's not one I would wear, but I did want to show it to you. So those trench coats are not going anywhere. We've got a great trench coat pattern, and I know we've done different pieces of the trench coat where you can use just parts. It's a lot of fun to utilize that pattern. It really is. All right, the next picture then is we are seeing a lot of yoga wear. Yoga, of course, continues to rise in popularity, and we're seeing a lot of yoga wear as streetwear. So like it, hate it, whatever, it's just all over the place. It's pricey. It's a great thing to make if you're wearing it. There's lots of cutouts that they're doing that are very flattering. So you notice the little pink trim on the left and the little green inserts in the middle there. All kinds of ways. It doesn't have to be a modest. You don't have to have your bare skin showing. You could simply do a tank. You could do a little jacket over it. We've got lots of options there. But you shouldn't feel bad anymore going from the gym to the store to anywhere else you're running your errands, because yoga wear is becoming streetwear. And I wanted you to just see that. We've got some great fabrics that you can use for that. We've got a Lulu Sprite that's terrific, etc., etc. All right, and then I wanted to show you, because sometimes we always say, well, what about shoes? What about shoes? What about shoes? This last picture is really showing you where the chunk heel is strong for spring. And again, like it or not, a lot of the shoes are coming down in heel height. That doesn't mean they still have the 4-inch spikes. They're still there, the Jimmy Choo, the, you know, all the others. But this is this chunk, this square, it's a 2-inch square heel. It's really, really stylish. And it's definitely the heel that I'm seeing the most of as far as the new spring shoes that are already in the store. So if you're not comfortable in a heel, you all know that flats are absolutely the way to go. What I did, and straw hats, I wanted to mention to you. The straw hats are being worn quite a bit. And I think that that is simply, well, doesn't matter. The princess dress, 4218, I wanted to show you because we took the sheath, which was 4200, button up the front, all those details. A lot of women would bring those to class, and they'd say, well, I don't want the buttons, and I don't want the shoulder pads, and I don't want da-da-da-da-da. And it's really a completely different garment when you take all that away. So we took it away. There is a one-piece sleeve that has a dart at the elbow. It is, like I said, probably if I picked one pattern to make you look your best, it would be this sheath dress. And people ask me all the time, I'm going this place, what should I wear? I'm going here, what should I wear? You want to wear the sheath dress. It's great. Because it has the princess seams, it can fit anyone. You can get it to fit. It fits well. It'll need tweaking, angle of the shoulders, sway back, you know, those little minor things. But it really, I just love it. I made it up really quick. It goes year round. Long sleeve, it'll go for winter for you. And then, of course, this particular one I did in a sleeveless with a little jacket over it. So just is a really versatile one. What I haven't talked about is the pants. And the pants, of course, are hard to see. And even if I showed you, they're hard to see. 3418, they are the 4-piece slim yoga pant. So they've got a seam going down the center back. That's 2 pieces to the back. They've got a piece to the front, and then they've got the elastic for the waistband. Number one, I was just bowled over by how beautiful these pants looked and fit. They are an Ellie Tahari pant. They are a little under $200 ready to wear, but probably even equal to the fit. I was absolutely in love with this waistband, how it's attached, how it's sewn on. You know, in our ready to wear, things are being more and more and more and more simplified, and I'm definitely seeing that with this waistband. It is absolutely worth the price of the pattern to buy this waistband. It's incredible. I have made it, and I getting to where I can't wear anything else. That's not true, but I just really, really like it. And once you learn it, you can put it on skirts. You can put it on all kinds of things, and it's flat, it's clean, it's no bulky. It's just really, really nice. So 3418 is called the 4-piece slim yoga pant. All right, so those are our 4. That's our spring forecast. There's so many fun things out there that the goal is to sew and sew and sew. And even if you're stuck in the snow, it's probably the best thing right now because you can't go to work, you can't do anything, you might as well sew. What questions can we answer? We'll go back. The top I'm wearing is 618. It's the cape sleeved. Now I just lengthened the cape way down low. I'm like Superman now. I have a cape. Did you do any sleeve adjustment because you made the 618 in knit fabric? I did not. I didn't do any adjustment. I actually just put the center front on the fold and made it up just like it is. I wanted it to be a little looser in the body. I didn't want it to be a negative ease because that's how I wanted it. So I did not make it smaller. I made it just exactly how I would wear a blouse fabric. No adjustment in the sleeve because you don't need to. The sleeve is not connected on the inside, so there's no mobility issues, none of that. It's all really more decorative, if that makes sense. You'll love it. I mean, I just love it. It's really comfortable on it. It's really feminine. Is a slim pant okay for us huskies? No, it's not just okay. It's perfect for you huskies. And that's probably a self-proclaimed name. You're probably not as husky as you say. But yeah, that's why we did the slim pant. The slim pant makes you look slim. It doesn't matter what you are, it makes you look slim. It's good. Have you guys... What's that? Have you guys looked at all around for spring? Are you seeing anything that we didn't cover? There are some things that I left out because I felt like they just weren't a strong enough trend. I was looking at so many different places, and just because one designer had one thing, it's not a trend. It really had to be at least more than... I looked for those who had more than 5. Dark denim. I didn't mention dark denim. That is probably one of the strongest trends. And I saw some designers with light denim, and you just figured they missed it. They just missed it because dark denim is a really, really strong trend. I did that special right now where you have a the jeans DVD and then the pattern, and then we have that dark denim. And then what you want to do is roll it up at the bottom, just like once or twice. It's really cute rolled up at the bottom. And it's not, I mean, it doesn't look young, but it just really looks current and fresh. I really like it. It's a cool look. So dark denim. What are the buttons? Where are the buttons for her top? My top? I didn't put buttons on this one I have on. This is this pattern. It's the same pattern. But this one I did in wovens, and I did buttons in the collar and the whole shebang. The one I have on, I only used 4 pieces. I used the front, the back, the front sleeve, and the back sleeve. So I put center front on a fold so I could pull it over my head, and I eliminated the collar. So I just made a real simple version of it. I like it. I had seen in Neiman's a cape, a longer cape in the back, and that's kind of what I wanted to do, is make that long cape. So it's 618. It's the same one as the woven, but I left off the buttons and the buttonholes, just put center front to the fold and cut it on a knit. Fitting the princess seams if you're a busty. Easy. We have B cup, C cup, and D cup already in the pattern. You don't have to do anything. Just choose the cup size that you are and make that up. We took care of that. We're celebrating 21 years. Last week was our birthday. 21 years, you guys. We've been fitting busty women. That means you. We can do this. We know how. What is the trend for the length of dress for spring? Still just knee length, right at the knee. Don't go below the knee. Just go right at the knee, because no one will look at you knee height. And if you go below the knee, it'll look much more matronly. So just wear it just a little above the knee. Obviously at your comfort level, but it's knee length, just above. Is the top you're wearing a pullover? Yes. I would take it off, but I wouldn't, I wouldn't. But yeah, it's just a jewel neck. Just pull it right over. What is the black dress with the white design in back of you? This is the 4218. I'll take my hat off. 4218 is our new princess sheath. And all I did was use a border print, and I put the border print vertical. So I made this side with the border print and this side without. So it gives you a really beautiful lengthening and thinning look. We had this fabric on our site also, and I know we don't have any more. This was a really beautiful piece of fabric, and it just goes quick. We've got lots of great fabric. I've got lots going up tomorrow. I want you to kind of be aware of the name. Let me think of the name now for a second. Name is Karen Alexander. No, that's not right. I'll think of it. She's a designer from Australia. Rebecca, can't remember her last name. Taylor. Rebecca Taylor. Beautiful designs. I know we've had some of her fabrics before, but we have a lot of her fabrics coming. But her story is wonderful. I read an article about her in, I can't remember the magazine, it doesn't matter. But anyway, her mother, she grew up with her mother sewing. She was just fascinated by the whole process, and obviously her designs are now around the globe. And so it's really fun to kind of watch those people and what they've done and what they've accomplished. But Rebecca Taylor has some beautiful border prints, some beautiful tweeds that would really work well. And we've got those coming in also, rag and bone. And we've just got some fabulous fabrics. But we're going to put some more for tomorrow, and we put them up, and as fast as we put them up, you all buy them, and that's great news. But this border print was just lovely, just really beautiful. What's the trend in skirts this year? They're asymmetric and they're long. Believe it or not, that if you go back to picture number, let's go back to picture number 11. Yeah, there's the trend right there. They're long and they're asymmetric. And I've seen so many skirts like this. We're going to do one on a Thursday webcast in a couple weeks. It's easy. I mean, they're just kind of fun, I think. And if you look at our 2516, which is called Lim's skirt, it's very much in trend. Whenever we do a pattern, and it's kind of out there a little bit, 2516 was one we did last year for spring. It's interesting to me how, because a lot of these I pick up off the runway. So they're sometimes a little bit aggressive as to what a normal person would wear. 2516 is probably a really good example of that. But boy, I noticed a year later, the trend actually gets stronger. Not so much with these, because these really are classics. They're your sweater set with a great collar. It's your blouse with a great sleeve. It's your pant. It's your dress, but done well. These really, this spring, are real classics to me. But if you go back last year, 2516, and see that skirt that we did, that is really strong for spring this year. And you could do it because all the different pieces, it'd be beautiful in a stripe. And it would just be like right on to what was happening right now. Maxi dresses, they're in. I mean, I can't say that I saw a lot of them. I did not see a lot of them. But it doesn't mean you can't do them. You know, I think they're always going to be comfortable. But a 3/4 is even better. And above a knee is even better than that. Is embroidery in for spring? It is. Floral embroidery is very popular, especially on a jean jacket, a denim jacket. That's a home run. And if you go into a white jean jacket with floral embroidery, it's all the way. It's perfect. And that's why I say you want to layer all these trends. The white suit, we talked a couple times ago about the white suit. There was several places where I saw the white suit, but I'm just not convinced it's going to be that strong. First off, just a lot of women don't want to wear white from head to toe. The white blouse, just a really strong trend. If you know, I always make a white blouse at the beginning of the season because a white blouse to me only lasts a season. At the end of the summer, it's just not white anymore. You've washed it and cleaned it so many times. But that fresh white blouse, I just love it. But I just would never pair it with white pants. It's just too... I don't know, something about it to me. But I've seen in several places where they've said the white suit is everywhere. I'm not sure if I believe that or not. But if you wanted to take that white shirt and do some embroidery on it, 617, what we did for last fall, it's really a great blouse. It's really strong, perfect blouse. And still, again, the ruffles, the ruching is all really in style. It carries through absolutely for spring. To widen the leg from the knee down on a 4-inch slim yoga pant, you simply widen the outseam. No. If you're widening the leg, you want to take all the seams. There's a back seam too. If you always will look at how a pant grades from one size to another, then that really will give you an answer, because it's grading how it should from one size, and that's really what you're doing. You're changing the style, but you're taking it from one size to another. So look and see where the grade is on that pattern, and then mimic it if you want to go larger or smaller. That'll kind of help you. On the border print fabric placement, did you cut out and sew the white flower pieces over the seam? No, this is just no. There's a seam down here. I mean, it doesn't look like it because when I cut them out, I laid them right next to each other and cut them out really close. But it's just continuous. I didn't overlay it. And then I cut the sleeve to match the side, and then it continues around the back. Same thing. So just very easy to do, and really stylish with this, the sheath dress. A lot of times what you're seeing with the sheath dress is to do the center in a print, a floral print, and the sides in a solid. It's a great look also. So again, the other reason I did this sheath dress is because another thing you're seeing is once the dress is fitted at the top, it's got a little flare at the bottom, and this is a really easy pattern to flare at the bottom and give you that look if you want it. This is definitely number one, but that flared bottom, that little A-line in connection with this dress is a really cute trend also. Okay. Is there any fabric to use for the yoga pants that won't end up with the knees stretching out? Yes, 1600. I've made 4 pairs. I shouldn't admit that, but I've made them. I've washed them. I've worn them. I've washed them. I've worn them. They're terrific. Now, having said that, you can't make the knees so tight that the fabric can't possibly move, but it will stretch and give back and stretch and give back. The Lululemon, it's fabulous for these pants. I don't know the number, but 1600 is a rayon viscose knit. It's a really beautiful fabric. Laura used it on her sleeves. Laura's used it on other stuff. She's got enough for pants also. Since I love maxi dresses, are there any new maxi dresses for plus sizes? Well, anything can be a maxi dress. Just add length. You know, you could take your sheath maxi. You could just add circumference. I don't think you need a specific pattern to do that. We've got 4014. That's a great dress that would be maxi. We've got 4013, which is Vince's dress. That would be an outstanding maxi. And very on trend. 4014 originally was Vince Komodo, I still see it out there. 4015, Sophia's dress was Nick and Zoe. I still see it for ready to wear. So these are really trendy, current patterns that you can, that fit well, that are flattering, that you can really use in your own. 4014, Vince's dress, stripes, and stripes are still really strong. So, you know, we have new patterns, but boy, there's a lot that we offer that is really right on trend. Okay, when the pattern gets outdated, we'll pull it. You know, if we don't feel like it, you should be making it, we won't sell it anymore. Promise. Will you lift the sleeve and show us how it's attached? What's attached? The sleeve? It's not attached. The front sleeve is not attached. It's sewn in to the armhole, but underneath the arm it just hangs. But it's cut to where it hangs and actually looks like a short sleeve in front. Even when I move my arms, it looks like it is, but it's actually not attached at all. It's not attached to anything. It just wraps around the arm. It's very cool. I mean, you know, this was a fun thing to do. It wasn't really easy, but, you know. And then the back, of course, the cape. All right. Hi, Peggy. First time joining in. Welcome, welcome. That welcome is just for you. What might be causing folds at the back of the neck? Has happened with Hugo's jacket and blouse 600. Folds, horizontal folds. Horizontal folds mean that they've got too much length, or that maybe the collar's too wide. But if you'll email me, you can just shoot me an email. Whenever you guys, Peggy@silhouettepatterns.com, if there's a fitting question, tell me the pattern you're using, because so many times people ask me generic questions, and I can never answer questions that don't apply to our patterns. I can never give pattern help on a draft that I'm not familiar with. And it's not because I don't want to help you. It's simply because I don't know what the draft is. So I could tell you an answer that had nothing to do with that draft and it wouldn't work. And then you'd say, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I can help you with silhouette patterns, but just always if you'll give me the number of the pattern you're doing and then what the issue is that you're having problems with. And always remember LCD. All right, so I had an email the other day and somebody said, you know, I don't like this. Well, is it LC or D? Which one don't you like? And then I can kind of help, you know, steer you along. But if you'll always go back to LCD, you'll always come up with an answer. So I know you don't go through that process. Otherwise, you'd have your own answers. All right. Have you or would you do a video on the great waistband you talked about? I will not. It is in the pattern. It is, it's in the pattern. It's really easy. It is worth, like I said, worth the price of the pattern. We're going to keep that a secret. And if you want to find out about it, you can get the pattern. It's in there. But I love it, and you will love it too. Promise. Okay? Are we good? I sure hope you guys don't lose power for too much longer. Of course, if you're in the Northeast, you may not even be able to hear this because the storm was coming in a little earlier today. Just sew. Sew and sew and sew and then sew some more. I've had so much fun sewing. And I had some other projects that I was working on. Man, it's fun just to do different things for different people. It's just a lot of fun. So hopefully we can make your sewing a whole lot better. Where can you find fabric numbers? You know, it's different on different devices, but in the URL, which is the little number, letters, whatever, that goes across the top, at the very end, there'll be a 4-digit code. And that 4-digit code is the fabric number. So the fabric I have on is on page number 5. The little leopard here, I called it pink zebra, it's on page 5 also, right below each other. This we don't have anymore, that we don't have anymore, and that we don't have anymore. But we've got some great fabrics other than that. So pink zebra's on 5, and this is a chain mail or chain something. Chain. That's on page number 5 also. I did look that up before we started. All right. So the goal from Silhouette Patterns, this is our 21st anniversary. Thanks to all of you guys, is to say happy sewing from Silhouette Patterns. Bye.